The degenerate gamblers. It's Sunday. It's an emergency pod, man, because we have some news to go over before you start placing some rather large bets or small. It doesn't matter. But we have some stuff to go over right now. My hair's looking wild. It's Sunday morning. What are you going to do, man? So here we go, guys. I'm here with Mehu Patel, and he's going to go over a couple, I would say, updated pieces of news that you have to know before you go into bet. You don't want betting a team you find out, you're missing your best offensive lineman, your two linebackers. So what do we got so far?
So, I mean, it kind of furthers some of the bets that we were talking about earlier in the week. Ed Oliver, defensive tackle, will not be playing for the Buffalo Bills. And this is significant because Ed Oliver is their best defensive player, not just on the defensive line, but the best defensive player that they have. Also was their best run-stopping defensive player, the only guy who did anything against the Baltimore Ravens, who ran all over them. And so now they're going to start TJ Sanders. I believe he was a first-round pick, but he's a rookie, and he's making his debut against the Jets in New York.
Go Jets!
I like the Jets spread more now, but I also like Breece Hall. I liked his over at 60 yards. Okay. I actually pushed mine to over 70 yards, and I'm taking the plus 126 on that for the payout because I think he's going to get, I think he has a really good chance for 70 yards rushing in this game.
All right, stays healthy. We're good. And as a Jet fan, we need everything we can to keep any game close because
just to show, like, his PFF grade was 92. The average is like in the 60s as far as Ed Oliver. That's the impact that he has. It's a massive impact. What was TJ Sanders' PFF grade when he played only a handful of snaps against the Ravens? 29.
Jeez.
That drops the run PFF grade for the Buffalo Bills defensive line from 73 to 58. The league average is 61. So just losing this one player, it's devastating. It's actually pretty devastating.
But it's good for the Jets, man.
That shit right out of the gate. I guarantee it.
I'm excited. And I'm looking right now, and that's a game I'm betting today because I'm an idiot and I always bet the Jets. But today I actually like them.
Today I like it. I feel pretty good about it. That Bills defense, even coming into the Ravens game, when you looked at their grades for these players individually and then averaged them out per unit, linebackers, defensive backs, defensive line, all below the league average.
I got
you. That's why they drafted all these guys for their defense. They didn't really draft much offense at all. I'm
still going to alt the Jet spread because they're plus 6.5. So, I'll buy an extra point. Why not? I mean, 7.5.
I like 7.5 for sure on that game. The other injury, Tennessee Titans. Their nose tackle, Sweat, he's not going to play. I believe it's Shai Little who's going to be playing, who I don't even think has had a snap. It had a snap last week. And then J.C. Latham, their tackle, is not going to play. And that's problematic against the Rams. The Rams have a very fast defense. And I know there's some old school analog dinosaurs out there that keep talking about the West Coast team coming over and playing at 1 p.m. Over the last 5 years, the record of a team coming from the West Coast, including Mountain Time, Denver, Arizona, is 68-58 at the 1 p.m. Eastern slot. So it's all bullshit. It's something from the 1990s and maybe the early 2000s. When these guys weren't treated like divas. They are now. They get chartered planes. They stay in 5-star hotels. Howie, you know this. Like,
eating the best food.
They're traveling better than the freaking president. So, like, I don't think it matters that they're starting at 10 a.m. I'm pretty sure in today's modern technology and how much money goes into keeping these guys at peak performance, starting a game at 3 hours early isn't going to do a goddamn thing.
Nah.
And if you're the beneficiary of getting a few points because of that, take it. So I still like the Rams versus the Titans.
Yeah.
Titans have a good defense, but that's it.
Yeah, I think the Rams could light it up today. I mean,
and those two injuries are pretty critical, actually. Those are big. Those are both on the line of scrimmage injuries that the Rams don't have and the Titans do have, and McVay is going to attack both of those on both sides of the ball.
Speaking of injuries, what about look at the Niners? Niners got Brock Purdy out. Jennings, wide receiver. Jennings is out.
Kittle.
Yeah, I mean Kittle's out. Yeah, they got some problems.
Trent Williams might not play. They don't know yet if Trent Williams is going to play or not, which is huge. He's their equivalent of Ed Oliver. When Trent Williams plays on that offensive line, they just play differently. So that's one to keep a look at. But also on the Saints side, no Chase Young and no Julian Blackmon. So they're losing a pass rusher and they're losing someone in their secondary. This could just be an ugly game. Yeah. I mean, I have no faith in Mac Jones at all. It's a weird game. I would lean towards the under. I think both of these teams are going to just try to run and play conservatively. But it's a weird game. That's a weird game that I don't have a great feel because there's so many guys out.
Right. All right. So that basically that doesn't change anything. I like the Jets. I was going to bet the Jets. I feel better about them. Any other big injuries? I mean, the Jets have tight end Mason Taylor out, but how about they don't really go to the tight end a whole lot.
No, I mean for them that look, that game is going to be about Justin Fields and Breece Hall and what those two guys can do because that's going to set up Garrett Wilson or not. I don't think Josh Reynolds is playing either, so they don't have a lot of guys to throw the ball to, but the Bills defense looked awful. I mean, they looked awful. Granted, the Ravens have a supernatural quarterback and supernatural running back, but Justin Fields and Breece Hall are kind of Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, little brothers, right? They're not quite them, but they can do a lot of the things that those two guys can do. I think they're going to.
So let me ask you this. We talked about this week, all week long, about in fact, we're not going to bullshit. We like the Eagles against the Kansas City United. Who do you like better? You like the Jets or do you like the Eagles?
I love the Eagles. I love the Eagles. I love the Eagles. I think that this spread is based on reputation. This spread is based on Chiefs at home, Patrick Mahomes. This is
Worthy's out.
Yeah, Xavier Worthy is not going to play. Obviously, Rice isn't playing. Hollywood Brown is not the type of guy that you should throw the ball to 16 times, which they did. He's not a big guy. This isn't Drake London. This isn't Michael Thomas. This isn't a guy you just feed all day. He's a little guy. And Travis Kelce got, 4 targets?
Yeah, he's
this is just reputation. This is
he's got 1 foot in retirement right now.
Yeah, man, this is reputation. This is like when one of your buddies is like, "Oh my god, I got a crush on this person in the office," and then you meet the person in the office, you're like, "That person ain't very good looking." I was like, "That's just off rep, dude. That's off rep in the office. Pretty in the office, but in the real world, no." In the real world of football, the Chiefs' offensive line is not good right now. And unless this rookie, Josh Simmons, suddenly his PFF grade was 51. And to put that in perspective, the average is 61. So he's well below average. He had a well below average game. Jalen Carter's back. I mean, the Eagles also are going to be able to run against this defensive line. The defensive line it's Chris Jones and everyone else played mediocre against the Chargers offensive line, which the Eagles offensive line is better. I don't understand this spread of 1.5. The money line did go from -110 to -116, so there's a little movement there, but not a lot.
It's just this Chiefs reputation over the years. That's what it is. The public's all over them. They're at home.
Yeah, man, this is the homecoming king still thinking he's the king.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, nobody cares. We've been out of high school for 15 years, bro. Like, come on, move on. So I think this is a reputational spread, and people just can't see their way to seeing the Chiefs being 0-2. And I would normally subscribe to that if they were playing anyone else but the Eagles, who are not at all intimidated by this team.
No, I mean, and the defense is the Eagles' defense. That's what they do. So I wouldn't be surprised. You may see a sack or two.
You could see, this game. I did just see the Eagles having a really good game here. It is the one spread that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
No, I agree. I'll stick with them. The two teams. I mean, I'll probably toss them in a parlay with the Jets and the Eagles, along with the Rams. I mean, I'm going to keep it simple this week.
Yeah, those are the ones I like. I'm starting to warm up to the Patriots, Dolphins over. And my reasoning behind that is the Patriots secondary is quite bad. Christian Gonzalez is not playing. They've got a rookie safety. The Raiders were able to do stuff against them, and they're not really a pass-heavy team. The Dolphins looked awful, without question. They looked awful. But if you watch that game and you look at the PFF grades, they actually pass blocked pretty well. Tua just had an incredibly awful game and played terribly. And that's probably why you saw Tyreek Hill on the sidelines pouting and being Tyreek Hill-like. I think they put up points. I don't know who's going to win this game, but I think that the Dolphins are going to put up over 20 points. I really think they could put up more. Yeah. If the Raiders, coached by Pete Carroll, put up points, they're not a team that's looking to do that. Like, they're looking to just pound the ball, run. The Dolphins, I don't know. I could see them getting right in this game.
Yeah, I could see Waddle or Hill, both of them having a big game today.
Or Achane, too.
Sure.
They've got guys who can make explosive plays. I think they get right. I also think the Patriots will use TreVeyon Henderson a lot more. When you look at how many touches he only got 25 touches, or he was on 25 snaps. He only played 25 snaps, but he got 11 touches, which is the most. So he got probably one of the fewest amount of snap counts on the offense, but still got the most touches, which tells you when he's on the field, they're looking to make plays for him. He's an explosive player. And if Jonathan Taylor and the Colts had success against this team, I think I could see TreVeyon Henderson having a decent game. I think his prop is not that bad. I think it's 30 yards rushing. That feels pretty doable, because if the Patriots don't get going early, they're going to abandon Ramondre Stevenson pretty quickly, I think, because they have one game changer on that offense, and his name is TreVeyon Henderson.
Yeah. That could be an interesting game also. Anything else? Injuries or anything?
I mean, we were talking about it before we got on. The Vikings on Monday. Or is that Sunday or Monday?
Let me check. Let's see when the Vikings play. Yeah, man, they got some injuries. They play tonight at 8.
It's tonight.
They play tonight, 8:20.
Look, they've got two serious injuries. They have two linebackers. Van Ginkel and Cashman are not playing. This sounds crazy, and if you've done well on the 1 o'clocks and the 4 o'clocks, if I've done well, I can tell you I'm gonna put the over on Kyle Pitts. Because the middle of the field, Van Ginkel and Blakeman had great PFF coverage grades, and now they're replaced by, I can tell you right now, who they're replaced by, and I just think that's going to be a soft spot for them. Losing both of them is pretty tough, man. Now they've got two guys with coverage grades of 45 and 28. The NFL average is 59. So that it's devastating for their linebackers. So that's another one I kind of do like a lot. When you look at that spread in general, it's a tough game. That's a really tough game to predict, but I like the prop. The middle of the field is going to be open, and Kyle Pitts is an athlete, and he's starting to get a good amount of targets. I do think Darnell Mooney is playing, so they might be spreading it out a little bit more in this game versus week 1 where he did not play. But I still think the middle of the field, they're going to test it, and they're going to test it often.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's look for Pitts. Look for the Falcons tonight. Well, that's it. I mean, listen, you want information. You want to see our bets because we write our bets in the Discord. Join the Degenerate
Mine are up.
Yeah, go to WHOP.com, the Degenerate Gamblers. You can sign up right here at How We Do. We go on, and I'm going to be putting my bets in about 5 minutes. I think you put yours in already, didn't you?
Yeah, mine are up, man. Mine are up.
Good. We're good, man. Let's go. It's going to be a rocking Sunday. I'm getting dressed, taking a shower, headed to Aqueduct Racetrack. We got a little pony running, so I'll be out there watching the games on all the TVs and rooting on a horse. So
you got to post a picture, Howie, of that.
I will post. I'll post a couple of them. Hopefully him crossing the finish line in front so I can pay a couple bills this week. But that's it. We'll be back next week, baby.